Hello everyone, welcome to Bargain Gaming, where we can play excellent games without busting our wallets. This is episode 54 of Final Fantasy 12. What I have done in between episode was to actually try the dual classes, or the in this word, this is called licenses. In Final Fantasy 12 they call them licenses. In the licenses actually teach us what we are, right? In the case of in our last episode, we were using Ash, Fran, and Penelo. So I don't know what to make the Ash's second classes, but I'm finding out that monks are. I forgot when I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Monks were the super class. You know, it's the best all-around class there is. And so when we look at our status screen here, we can see that that Ash, which is at level 27, already has like a 4,000 plus in terms of hit points. And Bash, which we just moved into he used to be a knight. We moved him into a monk position, into a monk class. He's now building up his hit points to about 3,300. It's still way lower than Ash. And Penelo, we're changing her into a white mage, black mage. So that, remember when we met that Dalan something in the Sand Sea? We had very little in terms of magic abilities. So I turned her into a white mage, black mage. So her, as she levels up because of her class, she gets a lot of mana points. I think the second person that has a lot of mana points is also Ash. Ash has, at level 27, has already 233, and we were growing her up as a monk, which is actually heavy in hit points rather than in mana. So I think the kind of class they are. So every time they level, like monks, they get a lot of hit points and barely any mana. Mage classes like Ash, like Penelo and Ash, both of them are good for mage classes, and that's why if we put them into mage kind of situation, they will develop a lot of magic points. Now, so what we have done is I have moved out Ash from our main tank position. I don't know what to give her as second classes. Maybe another life mage. What I have done is I have changed Fran into a life mage archer. Her archer position is actually, you know, I regret doing this. If I were to play this all over again, I would have made all of them monks. And then change class once we hit Wraith Wall, change them over to different classes. Preferably, all of them will be monks, so they will have all kinds of very high hit points. Especially Bash. Bash is unlike Ash, we started her early as monk, right? That's the reason why her hit points are at 4,200, despite she's still 3 levels below Bash. Bash, we just turned him into a monk at level 26, and so we have leveled him up, so he has gotten a decent amount of hit points now. So the two people that we have that's really lagging behind primarily is Balthier and also Vaughn. Vaughn is kind of in between character, because we have him as a time mage, and then of course then he gets some hit points and some mana points. So it's really I feel terrible about this. I forgot all my Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy knowledge or background, not really knowledge. So I should have made Van right at the beginning as a monk, and Penelo will always be a life mage, and then Ash is also gonna be a monk, and then I then turn her into another life mage. So that was Ash would have been a very strong life mage because she would have if we since we started her as a monk and then convert her to life mage, she still has she would still have a higher mana pool than I think Fran would have, and she would have both higher mana pool and life pool than Fran, and Bash would be the same thing. So right now we have to decide which will be our main party going into the final game. I think we're in the middle of the game right now. In the and in fights, whenever one of our character gets KO'd, we can always bring in another character. So that's why we have actually 6 parties to rotate from. And in this case, so Balthier is a mechanic, and the mechanic he is supposedly very very fast. So if we turn him into a I think I would like to grow him as a monk, and then as another potential. But then we'll have 3 monks, and we have different licenses or license boards. So I don't know. So I don't know what to change the other 3. So Fran is now a dual class. Balthier, Bash is a dual class. Heavy as a melee. Fran is a range and a life mage, and Penelo is both a life mage and a black mage. So she will be our what do you call this? The glass cannon. So very little hit points, but she can deal a tremendous amount of magic damage. So we have a healer and a magic damage. 2 good tanks, which is Ash and Bash. And then Fran is turning into a decent life mage, primarily not because of her big pool, but because I discovered that if we use the regen, what do you call this? If we look at the licenses of, let's look at Penelo's. She has a let's just look at the gambits. Gambits is much easier to track. So if we look at Fran, so the very first thing she wants to do is raise any character that has been killed, and then heal them, and then regen everyone. Regeneration, especially for in this right now, Fran doesn't have as much magic lore, but Penelo has a lot of magic lore, and remember her simple cure can do now up to about 400 points of damage. I think Fran is still like in the 250 because her magic lore is not that big. So Penelo, can you imagine if her regen would be so much better? Anyway, the whole point is that because of regens, our tanks, in this case Bash, Ash, and actually all party members, because I'm having her regen everyone. And then, so the status, these are all healing status, and the last one is fighting status. So the reason is that we don't have that many status cures yet. So right now this one we will be longer, and the life mage would have the longest status, and that is what we will be. So I think it might actually make two dual mages, or 2 characters with dual mages. Both of them have life healing or life mage, because one will be healing statuses and the other one will be healing points or heals. And so I don't know. So in Penelo's case, she can do both things, both sides very very well because of her high magic potency. And so would we rather be her doing magic damage, or do we rather have her healing people? Anyway, so those things are, I don't know what to do yet because we haven't met really heavy casters yet. So because one of the things that aside from regen, we need to be casting what do you call this, shell constantly. Shell would greatly increase our resistance to magic effects or magic damage. Anyway, so the other thing though is also to consider that armor that is mystic base is good, provides good resistance to magic, while heavy armor provides good resistance to physical damage, or yeah, physical damage. And so that's why in the equipment side, ideally, all the 6 characters, these are all, we will bring all 6 of them into our final battle, but we can only have 3 at a time, so we can rotate the other 3 too. So that's why it makes sense to have everybody maxed out when we go into the final battle. At the same time, but that's also trying to understand the kind of mix that we want. So I think I'll turn her into another life mage, and then I think Van will be a time mage and a black mage, while Balthier will be a machinist and maybe a red mage, so we have arcane magic or something. And then we will have 2 main tanks, and then yeah, this Van will be a semi-mage, semi-tank. Balthier and Fran and Canelo will be primarily support characters. We have 3 front guys and 3 support characters. Okay, anyway, so what I have done, that's why I said Penelo is now a twin, dual character. Bash is a dual heavy melee character. Fran is a DPS kind of support mage. So it's all very, right now I made a lot of mistake in terms of how our character has been designed. So that's why I wouldn't say I have the ideal, but this is the best that we have so far. Anyway, so we have 3 with dual characters and 3 that are undecided yet. So let us save this into a new slot. Okay. No, a new slot. Is that a new slot? Okay, just checking. Okay. Okay. And then as we move along, I will find. Okay, what is it? Jahara Rabanastra. See, this is also 12, 28, 23, 24, 20. What? Wow. I thought this would be. I guess this is the latest one, right? 1229 309. This was off yesterday. Okay. Okay. Our current quest is to come into the Jahara village. What is this? Another human visitor to our land? This is most unusual. Have you two come to speak with our elder? Oh, yeah, that is what we have to do. I forgot. I don't remember what we were supposed to do. We're supposed to come in here and talk to the village chieftains or the village elders. Anyway, here is a store. So let us unload the stuff that the reason. Okay, let me backtrack a bit. Let's backtrack a bit. Why I say the monk is really, I really love the monk, and this is the reason why when we when we change Bash into a monk, uh, look at the equipment of the monk. The iron pole. It has a slow on it. First, it's very powerful at 46. It's a level 3 instrument as against a let's say we use a not a longsword. This is what do we use for an ancient sword? An ancient sword is also level 3 as against the level 3 pole. It has only 35, and this one has petrify. And I remember when we were in Wraithwall, Bash was using this all this time, and the petrify never made itself happen. But this iron pole is 11 points more damage than the ancient sword, and the slow procs almost like 50% of the time. So, and considering that we have what do you call this? That we have heavy armor, right? These are heavy armor. So, oh, that means that reminds me. Maybe we need to change. Ash into another tank, into heavy armor, so that she will automatically have better protection when it comes to armor. So that's why I have, they're all pro and cons to this gameplay. So is heavy armor preferable, or because we can cast protect on her, or we can cast regen on her? I think maybe regen would be good enough. Anyway, the reason why the monk is powerful is because first, they have very high hit points, and number two, their equipment actually is that slow is deadly. Okay, we'll sell the stuff that we picked up. Cypress pole, let's sell this. We don't need this. Longbow, iron pole, we're using that. Slasher, wizard staff. What are the things we picked up? Oh, like tanned hide. Wow, we killed a lot of. Large feather, 23. Oops. Earth Magicite, let's sell 40 of that. I don't know, I don't remember. I don't think these are important. I don't think these are craftable items. Storm, let's quality hide. Dark Magicite, let's say 40 of that. Chocobo feather, 16. 26 of this one. Okay, assorted leathers, eye openers, golden garb. This 3-piece set includes ornate breastplate, shield, and helm, seemingly wrought of pure gold. Okay, I think we can put that on somebody. One kiss not enough to steer you from your slumbers. Perhaps a set of 5 will do the trick. Now with matching tufts of phoenix down at a price that will make. What is this? A matching pair of leather goods, guaranteeing comfort both in the bazaar and on the battlefield. I don't think we need that. Text dating from antiquity, describing tactics and guidance to those who would walk a given path. Text dating from describe tactics walk a given path. Wow, this was 40,000. You obtain the Hunter's Monograph. What is that? What is the Hunter's Monograph? If we sell everything, can we buy the other one? Privateer, so we have sold a lot of stuff. Bomb ash, green liquid. I don't know if I don't know if we need this. That's a problem. Have you heard of the monographs? Merely bearing one of these on your person aids in the retrieval of objects from the foes you defeat. There are different monographs for different persuasions of adventurer. As a merchant, I would love one if only I knew where it might be found. Okay, let us check on our inventory. Possession of this text enables the acquisition of superior loot from. So, but do we have to equip that? I do not know. Let's see if can we equip that into the into the accessory side. Oh, so unlike the Dawn Shard can be equipped. The Golden Amulet can be. This one can be. These are all, yeah. Oh, immune to blind, Argyle. Okay. Okay, now let's go talk to the elders. Have you learned of the stones? Perhaps if you ask the elders, they might have wisdom for you. Beyond here lies the hill where sits the great chief. Those from the outside are not welcome here. Where are the elders? That is the merchant. Greetings! You are a traveler, yes? Our village is not like a Hume village, but you're welcome to find the comfort here as you may. The green creatures you see in my enclosure are nanas, the best livestock in all Ivalice. No part of the nana goes to waste. Hide, meat, and bones, they all have their uses. They are strong against drought and cold, and oh yes, easily herded. This must be the elders, huh? You seem a great warrior, but it is best you avoid Zertinan caverns. There are many fell creatures there, and of late worse. A fiend with strange powers has been seen. Perhaps this is why the other creatures there have grown yet more violent. Wow. Ah, you are the Humes our war chief saw on the plains. Welcome to our village, protected by the clear flow of the Sagoth. I am Supinelu's brother, Kadalu. I worry for Supinelu often goes to the plains alone. Why, when the others surely wish to train with him? He is stubborn this way. Your pardon. I spoke of a personal matter. Please forget it. You have business with the elders. Yes. Oh, on you go. So that's the guy we saw in the plains. What is it, Hume child? Have you something to ask of this wizened man? Ah, you wish to know of the Nethicite. It is a word I hear quite often of late, though I know not why, nor do I know anything of this stone. So too did I tell the Hume child who asked me before. I'm sorry, ask another of the elders, perhaps they will know. Yeah, where are the elders? Where are the other elders? There is a wood to the southeast of here, where the mist is uncommonly thick. Even its flowers are perilous to man. If you pass through the wood, be wary of places where the mist runs thickest. Mist, not must. Many people come to our village of late. Perhaps the road to Giza is open? Once again, we can bring medicinal herbs and the fine cheese of the Nana to the people of Giza. When the rains have lifted, I will do this. No, do not tell me. It is written upon your... So the elders could not help. Then you must meet with the great chief. I would meet this great chief. Yes, it is true. The great chief may know something that would aid you. Yet arranging an audience may be quite difficult. I must learn more about the Nethicite. I cannot turn back now. Please tell the great chief that I am of the royal line of Dalmasca, a direct descendant of the Dynast King Wraithwall. Okay, I guess this would be a good place to cut the episode right here. Our timer went off, so thank you guys for joining me. I hope you will join me in the next episode. Bye!